Paramahamsa Parivrajagacharya Sutta Sadasma Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Prabhupada Ki Jai, Ananda Koti Vaishnava Ki Jai, Namacharya Srila Thakur Ki Jai, Prem Se Kaho Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivacharya Gaur Bhakti Ki Jai, Shri Radha Krishna Gopinath Thakur Radha Kundi Ki Jai, Vrindavan Dham Ki Jai, Navadvip Dham Ki Jai, Ganga Mai Ki Jai, Yamuna Mai Ki Jai, Surati Devi Ki Jai, Bhakti Devi Ki Jai, Navaveda Bhaktivinoda Ki Jai. All glories to the Asma. All glories to the Asma. All glories to the Asma. Thank you very much. Tudbannam maya srishtam guna karma vibhagasah tasya kartaram api mam vidhi akartaram abhayam. This is a verse from Bhagavad Gita, 4th chapter, text number 13. Krishna, the whole Bhagavad Gita is Bhagavat, means the Supreme Personality of Godhead. The Gita, spoken or sung. Gita means spoken by the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Bhagavad Gita. Just like we speak, similarly, God also speaks. We hear, God also hears. We eat, God also eats. Everything. As we do, Lord Krishna, or the Supreme Personality of Godhead, He also does. The difference is that He does unlimitedly, we do limitedly. The functions are the same, but His functions, His activities are unlimited and our functions are limited. Why so? No, because we are part and parcel of God. Mamaivangsha jiva bhuta, jiva loki sanatana. We are part and parcel of God. The example is, just like this finger is a part and parcel of my body. The strength of the finger is not as big as the whole body strength. It is very easily understood. The bodily strength is different from the finger strength. The finger is also part and parcel of this body. If I say, if you ask what is this, if I say it is my body, so there is no mistake, it is part of the body. But it is not the whole body. The whole body is different. Therefore, God and the living entity, they are the same quality, but quantity different. So, in the Vedas, the description is there about God and ourselves. Nitya nityanam chetana chetananam eka ja bhunam vidadhati kaman. What is God? God means He is the chief, Nitya. Chief Nitya means eternal. Nityanam. There are millions and millions, unlimited. Nityanam. This is plural number. That we are living entities. We are also Nitya. We are also eternal. And God is also eternal. But He is the chief eternal. Nitya Nityanam. Chetanas Chetananam. He is also living entity. We are also living entities. But He is the chief living entity. What is the difference between the chief and ourselves? And the difference is ekaja bahunam vidadhati kaman. There are two chiefs, two eternal. One is two eternal and two chetana means living being, two living quality. So the singular number is maintaining the plural numbers. Ekaja bahunam. We living entities, we are plural number. Many. Jiva bhaga savijña sa anantaya kalpata. Jiva, just like the sun and the sunshine. What is the difference? The difference is, you see the sun glow, that is also number one. And what is the sunshine? The sunshine is a combination of very, very small atomic bright particles. The sunshine. Molecules. In the science they are called molecules. But there are many millions of small atomic parts combined together that appears to be sunshine. So, Eka, the sun is one, but the sunshine means combination of many small atomic particles. Similarly, God is one, and we, part and parcel of God, we are many. Try to understand this. This is authoritative statement. So, quality, the sun and the small atomic molecule, particle, both of them are bright, shining. But the sun as it is and the small particle, they are not equal. Equal in quality, not in quantity. This is perfect understanding of philosophy. This is called achinta bheda tattva. Inconceivably, one and different simultaneous. We are one with God in quality, but we are different in quantity. This is understanding. Because we are particle of God, we have got all the qualities, not all the qualities. They have calculated, big saintly person, we have got 78% of the qualities of God in very minute quantity. Say God is 10%, 100. So we are, when we are perfect, means without any material contamination, then we possess, we have already, it is now covered. Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahma, that's a fact. But it is now covered. When it is covered, it is called Jiva. Jiva Bhuta. When it is cleansed, then it is called Brahma Bhuta. Brahma Brahma Bhuta, that is described in the Bhagavad Gita. Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma Na Sochati Nakankati Samas Sarveshu Bhutesu Madhbhakti Labhati Param. We are now Jiva Bhuta. Jiva Bhuta means we are the same eternal living entities, pure, but somehow or other we have come in contact with this material nature. We have to stop it. The child's disturbing. This is called Brahma Bhuta. We are now covered by the material energy, just like we are covered now by the Saturn core differently. But if we open our Saturn core, we are human beings. Similarly, we are part and parcel of God. Now we are covered by this material body, subtle and gross. Subtle material body is mind, intelligence and ego, and gross material body means 5 elements: earth, water, air, fire, ether. So this is our situation. So all we living entities, those who are within this material world, there are so many. Just like you can see so many planets, in each and every planet and stars, there are living entities. Sarvaga. Don't think that only God has favored this planet full with living entities and others are simply empty, show bottle. That is not the fact. They do not know it. They have no perfect knowledge. They say that only this earthly planet is full of living entities. No. Everywhere. That description we will get from Srimad Bhagavatam, 5th canto, that vivid description of all the planets and what kind of living entities are there. Now, some of them are described in this Bhagavad Gita. So, Bhagavad Gita is the perfect knowledge. We are now materially contaminated. So, you can say, what is the wrong if you are materially contaminated? What is the wrong? That is our lack of knowledge. We cannot understand what is the wrong. The wrong thing we take as pleasing. This is the disease. First of all, we must know whether we are happy in this material world. But we have no intelligence. Mudha. We have been described as Mudha. Just like there are 3 kinds of miserable condition. Always. This boy is fanning me. Why? There is little miserable condition here. We are feeling too hot. So again, if you go outside, you may feel too cold. So either inside or outside, you are in miserable condition. This is called adhyatmik. Then adhibhautik, just like we tried to stop the child disturbing. So the child is another living entity. I am like another living entity, but she is causing some disturbance. Not the child, there are other living entities. In your country, of course, it is very less. In our India, it is very prominent. Mosquitoes, flies, bugs, they give trouble. Or some enemy or some other animal attacks you. This is called adhibhautik, adhyatik, adhibhautik, then adhidaivik. Adhidaivik means all of a sudden there is earthquake or famine or too much rain or no rain. Daivik means we have no control over it. So there are so many, these are the big heading of miserable condition. Adhyatik, adhibhautik, adhidaivik. And there are many other categories. And ultimately, as Krishna points out, janma mrityu jara vyadhi dukkha doshan udarsana. You may have solved all other problems, very good. But what about your birth, death, disease and old age? These are the intelligent questions we have to answer, we have to make solution. Then you say that this material world is very nice. But if you are always faced with so many problems and still you say that material world is very nice, so what you are? Foolish. You do not know what is the meaning of pleasure. Anandamaya abhyasat. God is Anandamaya, always full of pleasure. You will see Krishna's picture, they see so many pictures. Anandamaya. He is sitting down on a small rock and enjoying the association of the small animals. You see. They are also coming to Krishna. Simply by touching him, they are feeling blissfulness. And Krishna also embracing, yes, come on. So this is Anandama. Both of them are enjoying. Krishna as a child in the lap of Mother Jasoda, enjoying. Then Krishna as a friend of Radharani is enjoying. So you will find always Krishna enjoying. This is Vrindavan. So we are part and parcel of God, Krishna. So we also must be feeling enjoy. Why we are so much distressed? Adhyati, adhibhauti, adhidaivi. This question should arise. If this question does not arise, then we are as good as cats and dogs. That's all. The cats and dogs never inquire. Cat will never inquire that why I am starving, why I am dying, why everybody chases me, I have to go out. The dog also. So, if in the human form of life we remain blind without seeing the problems of life, and still we say we are very much joyful, enjoying life, where is your enjoyment? There is no enjoyment. We are foolishly thinking that enjoying life. That enjoyment life means a little sex enjoyment, that's all. That is also very abominable. Janamaithunadi grihamedi sukham mitucham. Very abominable happiness. We don't want to discuss that. But the effect of sense enjoyment is suffering. Tripanta neha kripana bahudukha bhari. Illicit sex or legal sex. It is followed by so many miserable conditions. That everyone we can understand. Simply we have to become sober. Then we will understand this material existence is not at all good. Not at all. Then as human beings, as we are trying to solve our problems, the real problem we have to solve. And why we are in material condition and miserable condition? Because we have got this material body. This is the problem, real problem. Asannapi klesataya asaddeha. This body is temporary. It will not exist forever. But so long it will exist, it will give trouble. This is a fact. So long we will continue in this material body, you will have to suffer. But we have no intelligence. We think that we are like cats and dogs. Cats and dogs, they also eat, we also eat. They sleep, we also sleep. And they have sex, we have also sex. And they defend, we also defend. The business finished. No, your business is not finished. Because you are human being, you have got advanced intelligence than the cats and dogs. You should know analytically what are the miserable conditions of life and try to solve. That is intelligence. That is intelligence. And if we remain satisfied like cats and dogs, so I have got something to eat, I have got some nice place to sleep, and I have got also some other sex for enjoying sex life, and I defend with so many weapons, latest nuclear weapon. No, Shastra says these things are manufactured, these things are maintained by the cats and dogs. Ahara nidra bhayamaithanancha samannam etat pasavina rana. This is common formula between the animals and the man. But you have got another problem. How to solve this material position that is required by you. If you do not try to understand what is your problem, and if you do not try to solve them, then you are no better than the cats and dogs. This is the Shastric injunction. So how to organize the human society so that we may not be called the cats and dog society? That we must know. If we keep our society only for the purpose of better eating, better sleeping, better sex life and better defense, then we don't improve. That is the business of cats and dogs, even ants. They also know how to eat, how to sleep, how to have sex and how to defend. So our business does not finish there. Our business is more business that if I am eternal, as God is eternal, then why I am subjected to birth and death? This is the question. This is called Brahma Jigyasa. The Vedanta Sutra, the Vedanta philosophy begins from this inquiry. Athata Brahma Jigyasa. This human life is meant for inquiry for the absolute truth. What is the ultimate truth of life? Janmadasya jataha. So, when we forget completely our real problems of life, that is animalism. So, that animalism, in human society, the animalism is prominent, simply living like animals. That is called dharma saglani, a deficiency in the matter of dharma. Therefore, in human society, there is some sort of religious system. It does not matter what is that religion. Maybe Hinduism or Christianism or Mohammedanism or Buddhism. In the civilized human society, there is some conception of religious principle. Without religious principle, we are cats and dogs. Because in the cat society, dog society, there is no such thing as church, mosque, or temple, or synagogue. They live naked and bark, that's all. So if we simply live and try to become naked like the cats and dogs and bark, then where is the difference? Where is the difference? No difference. So we must take to religious system. That is humanity. You take any religion system, but you must know what is the aim of religion. Not that simply profess, I am Christian, I am Hindu, I am Muslim. But what is the purpose of becoming religious? That you must know. That is intelligence. Simply don't be proud by saying that I am Christian, I am Hindu, I am Muslim. That's all I have got some type of designation. But Bhagavad says that system of religion is perfect. What is that? Savai pungsang paru dharma jato bhakti radho khaji. That religion, that system of religion is perfect. Savai pungsang paro means perfect, without any defect. What is that? Jato bhakti radho khaji. By which, by becoming follower of such religious system, if you become a devotee of God, that is perfect. It does not say that you become a Hindu, or you become a Muslim, or you become a Christian, or Buddhist, or any other thing. It is very liberal. So whatever system of religion you accept, there is no harm, that's all right. But see the result. What is the result? Jato bhakti radho khaji. Whether you have understood God and whether you have become a lover of God, then your religion is perfect. Simply for stamping that I am Christian, I am Hindu, I am Muslim, there is no profit. That is also explained in the Srimad Bhagavatam. Dharma sanusthita pungsha vishakshena kathasujat notpadayadaratingi jadi sramaye vahi kevalam. Dharma sanusthita, whatever religion you profess, it doesn't matter. And you are carrying out very nicely. According to the religious system, you are following the rules and regulations and doing everything. Dharma sanusthita pungsha. By carefully executing the religious principles. Vishakshena kathasujat. If you do not become anxious to understand more and more about God, Vishakshena katha. Vishakshen means God. Kathasujat. Notpada edaruting jadi. If you do not become attached to hear about God more and more, then it is samaye vahi, simply waste of time. Simply waste of time. Because religion means dharmantu sakshat bhagavat pranidam. Religion means the order given by God and you follow. This is the simple definition of religion. Other ritualistic ceremonies, formulas, going to the church or going to the temple, these are details. But real dharma means, some substance of dharma, religion means to abide by the orders of God. Yes. That is religion. Dharmant sakshat bhagavat. You cannot manufacture religion, and what is actual religion, if you follow, then you are religious. The actual religion is the God's order. That is everyone follows some principle of religion to understand God. And in our Vedic system, the only purpose of life is to understand God. Athata Brahma Jigyasa. In the human form of life, we have no other business. No other business that cats and dogs are also doing. And we are also doing. That is automatic. It is not that other animals, they are starving. They are also eating. And we are also eating. But the facility is, the other animals, lower than the human being, they haven't got to do any business or any profession or go from one country to another to earn livelihood. That is their advantage. And our disadvantage is that we are trying to find out better food stuff and rotating all over the world, and we are still not getting. So their advantage is better. The birds, the small birds, in the morning, just early in the morning they will rise up and they will chirp and they will go away because they are sure that our food stuff is ready anywhere. And that's a fact. They go to any tree, what the bird will eat? 4, 5 small fruits. But there are innumerable fruits in one tree, and there are innumerable trees. Similarly, take any animal, even the elephant. In Africa, there are so many elephants, millions of elephants. They eat at a time 40 kg, and we supplying food. They have no business, they have no profession. How they are eating? Therefore, I have already quoted this Vedic quotation, Ekaja bahunam vidadati kama. So far your living conditions are concerned, what you are, human being, you are only 400,000 species. And the other animals, there are 8 million. So if 8 million forms of body can be maintained by God, the 400,000 forms cannot be maintained. He maintains. He maintains, it is a fact. We are simply unnecessarily wasting our time. Where is food, where is shelter, where is sex, where is defense? So, do that, there is no objection. But do not forget God. Then it is perfect. Otherwise, samai vahi kevalam. Simply waste of time. So, because the whole world now has forgotten God, we have started, not we have started, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the statues of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 500 years ago, seeing the fallen condition of the living entities, especially the human society, he started this HareKrishna movement. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 500 years ago, he appeared in Navadvip, a district in Bengal, and the station is 60 miles from Calcutta. We have got our very big temple there. You are invited to come there, stay there, try to understand the philosophy of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. We have already written Chaitanya Charitamrita, 13 volumes we have shown this book. You will find shown. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is also incarnation of Krishna, but he is very liberal. Namo Mahavadannaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namine Gauratishe Namaha. He is Krishna. Krishna came, he left behind him this instruction of Bhagavad Gita. Jada jada hi dharma saglani bhavati bhar tadatmanam sijama. We can consult Bhagavad Gita at any time and we can associate with Krishna. Krishna and Krishna's instruction, non-different. When you read Bhagavad Gita, if you read very seriously, you will feel Krishna is present before you and is instructing. But unfortunately, although Krishna personally appeared and he left behind him this Bhagavad Gita to be read by the human society and make his life progressive and be liberated from this material condition of life, we did not care for it. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, 500 years ago, again he appeared as a devotee, not as Krishna. He is Krishna, but he appeared as a devotee of Krishna to teach us how to become devotee of Krishna. Again, this movement is started to enlighten the human society how to come to his original position of Krishna consciousness. So our request is that this movement, it has come to your country in South Africa, and you are welcome. So try to understand this movement, how much it is important. It is not a sentimental movement, neither a so-called, it is actually religious movement, but not so-called religious movement, simply some sentiments and formalities. No, it is practical application in life. And you see practically how by this movement all over the world, different sections of people from different nationality, different religious group, they are feeling oneness in Krishna consciousness. Just try to see the potential of the movement. So take it very seriously. Take it very seriously, and you have to take it seriously. Otherwise you are doomed. Otherwise you are doomed. Because you do not know how the laws of nature is working upon you. You feel that you are under the laws of nature, that you cannot avoid, that is not possible. But you do not know how the laws of nature is working. That is your ignorance. That information you will get from Bhagavad Gita. The beginning of Bhagavad Gita says, Tatha dehantara prapti dhira sattanamayyati. This is the first instruction. Dehinasmin yatha dehi kaumara jovanang jara tatha dehantara prapti. As in this life we have seen, I was a child, I was a baby, I was a boy, I was a young man, now I am old man. So I have changed so many bodies. But I know that I was a child, I was a boy. But where is that body? Where is that child's body? Where is that young man's body? Where is that boy's body? This is gone. Now I've got another body. Therefore, it is concluded, when this body is finished, I'll get another body. How you can refute this logic? I have changed so many bodies within my experience. Therefore, this is also within my experience. When this body, this old body will be finished, I'll get another body. That is the first instruction of Krishna. Tatha dehantara prapti. You'll get another body. Now Krishna says, Tatha dehantara prapti, you have to change to another body, but we do not know what is that body. We are not prepared. Just like here I am, Johannesburg. So I know from here I'll have to go to Nairobi. That I know. And we are making arrangement. But if as human being, one does not know what is going to happen next life, then what kind of human being is? What is the difference between cats and dogs? The dog does not know. Neither he can be instructed. Neither he is able to take the instruction. But why the human being should remain like dog? This is the problem. So, we must consult Bhagavad Gita very regularly, try to understand the problems of life. The first problem is that you have to change your body. So, what kind of change of body you are going to have, you must learn it. Otherwise you are in darkness. What is the value of life? If you do not know, suppose next life I am going to become a dog. So, what is the value of my becoming this life a prime minister? But they do not know. The science is unknown. Science is known, but people are so poor that they do not take care of it. This is the position. So don't waste your time in that way. Try to understand what is the problem of life, how we can come again to the original spiritual life. That is the ultimate solution. Because we are spirit. Circumstantially, I am now accepting this material body. How I can avoid it? That is also stated in the Bhagavad Gita. You will find that janma karmam dibbam me ju janati tattva. Tatta dehang punarjanma naiti mameti kaunteya. We are part and parcel of God. We have come from God to enjoy this material world, but you are suffering. But if you want to go back to home, back to Godhead again, then try to understand Krishna. This is Krishna consciousness. And there is no difficulty to understand Krishna. Krishna is explaining in the Bhagavad Gita what he is. You read this book very carefully and try to understand Krishna. And as soon as you understand thoroughly Krishna, then takta, you have to give up this body, that's a fact. Takta dehang punarjanma naiti. Then no more accepting material. Then what happened? Mameti, Krishna says, he comes to me, back to home, back to God. That is the solution of life, and everything is described in the Bhagavad Gita and all the Vedic literature. We have published about hundreds of books. If you simply read these books regularly, then you will understand everything very clearly. And first of all, you try to read Bhagavad Gita as it is. Then the life's problem will be solved.
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. So Srila Prabhupada is speaking on the verse Chaturvanyamaya Shrishtam, and initially he spoke much of basic philosophy before coming to the verse. So initially he was speaking about the difference between God and the human beings, living entities. So the functions are the same in terms of eating, hearing, but there's a difference. What is the difference?
Prabhupada was telling about Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam, Eko Bahunam, Yo Vidadati Kaman. That there are many living entities, but Krishna is the chief. Nityo Nityanam, Chetanas Chetananam, there are many conscious beings, but he is the chief among them. And he is the maintainer. Eko Bahunam, Yo Vidadati Kaman. He is the maintainer of other living entities. And Prabhupada gave example of sun and sunshine. That the sun is one.
Okay. Haribo. Okay, this is correct. We were looking for another answer. So initially he said that God eats, we eat, God hears, we hear. But there is a difference, Pratik.
Prabhupada said that we eat, but that is limited, and God's eating and seeing is unlimited.
Hari Bo. Okay, so then he explained Achintya Bheda Tattva with the help of some examples. So somebody can give those examples and explain Achintya Bheda Bheda.
Prabhupada was saying that we are qualitatively one with God, but quantity-wise we are different. Prabhupada gave example of finger. Although it is a part and parcel of our body, but it does not have that strength that whole body has.
And one more example? Somebody just said it.
Sun and sunshine. The sun is full, complete, and part and parcel of the sunshine is the combination of many small atomic particles. That's second example.
So, what is the philosophy?
So, means sun is main source and the part and parcel of that is sunshine, that Achinta Bheda. Means sunshine is qualitatively one with the sun, but quantitatively they are small, different.
Haribo. So, the living entity can be covered by material illusion. So, when the living entity is covered by material illusion, what is he called? When he comes out of the material illusion, what's he?
When we are covered by material illusion, we call it as Jiva Bhuta, and when it is cleaned, then we call it as Brahma Bhuta.
What is the verse from the Bhagavad Gita? Brahma Bhuta?
Brahma Bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kangshati. Samas sarveshu bhuteshu mad bhakti labate param.
Okay. Haribo. So then he was speaking about the living entity being covered by the gross and subtle bodies. So basic question, so what is the gross body, what is the subtle body? Okay.
Gross body is made up of 5 basic elements: earth, water, fire, air and ether. And subtle body is composed of mind, intelligence and false ego.
Okay. Haribo. So then he explained that how the material condition of life is a diseased condition. So why is it a diseased condition? The jiva and the material, jiva bhuta. So that is a diseased condition. So why is it a diseased condition? Which one?
Jiva is suffering 3 kleshas: Adhyatmic, Adibhautik and Adidevik. So he is therefore in disease condition. So, should I explain it?
So the miseries are there for everyone. So, but why is it a diseased condition? Miseries are there.
He cannot come out of that and he has to suffer.
Okay, so what is the problem? Miseries are there, but what is the problem with the jiva?
He is not trying to get out of that. He is finding here. He is not thinking about there is a problem of birth, old age, diseases. Not thinking beyond that.
Okay, fine. Haribo. Okay, so first of all, one has to understand whether one is happy or whether one is suffering. So even though one is suffering, one is thinking one is happy. So that is the disease condition. And then he gives examples for the 3 types of miseries: Adhyatmic, Adibhautik, Adidevik. Somebody would like to give examples? Everyone knows. Examples? No, behind. I think so.
Prabhupada gave example of like we are inside this room and the body is fanning. So we are feeling hot over here. If we go outside, we will feel cold. So that's Adhyatmic. Adibhautik, Prabhupada talked about, I just remember.
The child.
The child was disturbing, yeah. So some other living entities, Prabhupada was telling about, like in Western countries it's not there, but in India we have mosquitoes, flies and other living entities who can disturb us. And then the Adidevik are the ones which, like natural calamities will come, famine will come suddenly. We might not have no food, or we might have drought and all of that.
Okay. Haribo. Okay, but the jiva is not supposed to simply suffer, being part and parcel of the Supreme Lord. So the Supreme Lord is Anandmayo Bhyasat, the living entity is also Anandmayo Bhyasat. So why Krishna is described as Anandmayo? He is explaining with the help of some example. Okay.
Because Krishna is simply enjoying, like sitting on a rock and a small animal comes and Krishna touches that animal touches Krishna, both of them, they're happy. So Krishna is simply enjoying, that's why it's called Ananda.
Haribo! Okay, but on the other hand, material life, material body is full of miseries. So therefore, then Prabhupada explains, what is real intelligence in the human form of life? What is real intelligence in the human form of life? Simple thing. कौन है?
That we should think separately, like we should not think like animals only. We should not go ahead with the animal stuff.
What animals are doing?
Like just they eat, sleep, and they repeat. So we should.
Mating, defending. Eating, sleeping, mating, defending.
Yes.
So what human beings are supposed to do?
We should chant the Lord's name.
So the human intelligence is meant to understand what?
Sorry?
What is the human intelligence meant for?
To think separate, go one step ahead of it.
Okay, so the animals, they are suffering, they don't think why I am suffering.
Yes, we should think about that.
So human intelligence is meant to understand why I am suffering. Haribo! So that is the Vedanta philosophy. Vedanta Sutra begins with? Okay. So then, Srila Prabhupada says, so therefore, Athato Brahma Jigyasa, we have to practice some system of religion. So in human society, some system of religion is there for everyone. So what is the ultimate goal of any religious system, whether one is Hindu, Muslim, Christian, whatever? What is the ultimate goal of any religious system? Okay.
So the ultimate goal of any religion is to attain the God. And we should know, if you are following any religion, it may be Islam, it may be Christianity, it may be Hinduism, but the ultimate reality is to know the God and
know and
love.
And love God. Okay. Thank you. Haribo. So then he explained that, so the purpose of any religious system, the purpose of following one's occupational duties is what? Bhagavatam verse? Bhagavatam verse, first canto. Okay, Pradeep.
The purpose is that one should become anxious to know more and more about God and to hear about God. The verse is Dharma Sanushtita Pumsa Visvakshana Kathasoya Navat Padamidiratim Shrama Evahi Kevalam.
What does it mean?
He's telling that one may follow his own religion, but if he is not becoming attached to hear more and more about God, it's simply waste of time.
Okay. Haribo. So then he explains that human life is not simply meant for solving the material necessities of life. So that is available even to the animals. So for that he gives some examples. The basic necessities are very easily available for the animals. Okay.
Prabhupada gave example of the birds, that the birds early in the morning they get up and they go and they eat some fruits from a tree, and that's how they satisfy their hunger. Similarly, he gave example of the elephants in the African jungles, that God is maintaining them, He is supplying them. So why He will not maintain us? So He will maintain us also.
Haribo. Okay, so the Lord came as Krishna to speak the Bhagavad Gita. So, and same Krishna has now appeared as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha. So why did he appear? Why did he appear? Why did he appear as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? Huh?
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was he was Krishna, but he incarnated in the form of devotee to show all of us how we can surrender ourselves and how to be devotional to
Be a
the Lord.
devotee. Okay. Haribo. So we must take the moment very seriously. 3 times he said, seriously, seriously, and you must take it seriously. Otherwise, And then again he begins to speak about the basic instruction of Bhagavad Gita. That is, basic instruction of Bhagavad Gita. First instruction of Bhagavad Gita.
Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yovanam jara tatha dehantara praptir dhirastatra namayati.
Translation.
As the living body changes from youth to old age to adulthood, the soul remains the same. However, a sober person is not affected by such a change.
Thank you. Haribo. And so then Srila Prabhupada was requesting everyone to read and study the Bhagavad Gita, so that ultimately when one changes the body, one can achieve the ultimate perfection, which was ultimate perfection by understanding Krishna.
Janma karma ch me divyam yomaya tatvidam. Takta deham punajarma naiti mameti so Arjuna. 4.9.
Translation.
One who understands the activities and birth of Lord Krishna, so after quitting this body, he don't have to take birth again in this material world.
Haribo. Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jai Srila Prabhupada.
Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada.
Jai Srimad Bhagavad Gita ki Jai, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Samved Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki Jai. Hare Krishna.